Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how you can change your DNS settings to watch the American version of Netflix wherever you are. Now, as you probably know, if you've got a Netflix account, you basically get a tailored version depending on your location. So if you're in France, you'll get a French version of Netflix, in the UK version, a Canadian version, and so on. It's basically down to all the licensing restrictions and obviously language differences. Now, this is great, but there are some problems. All versions of Netflix are not equal. The American version of Netflix, for instance, has tens of thousands more content, more films, more up-to-date stuff than nearly any of the other versions. Certainly more than the UK version, which is the one I use. So I'm going to show you how you can actually switch, and you can, instead of going into your native version of Netflix, wherever you are, or you might end up, you can use this if you're normally blocked, because Netflix doesn't operate in every country, obviously. You can use this to basically get a Netflix account, to use your Netflix account to access the American version, or whichever version you want. Right, so I'm going to quickly show you. We're going to use something called Smart DNS. Now, you might have seen stuff about DNS codes and stuff on the internet about accessing blocked websites. This is basically down to Smart DNS. It's a system which sort of hides your real location right at the beginning of a connection so that it stops you getting blocked from stuff. Lots of people use it for watching BBC iPlayer across the world, which is not, BBC is normally blocked outside the UK. But you can use it for any site, American TV, Australian, Canadian, whatever. You won't get blocked at all using Smart DNS. I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up. Right, I'm in Netflix here. I'm in my Netflix account. You do need a Netflix account here. This doesn't give you a free Netflix account or anything like that. Now, just to show you I'm in the British version, I'm going to do a little demonstration because they kind of look fairly similar on first look. I'm going to search for a program called Lost, which I know is on the American version of Netflix, but not on the UK one. So you can see it can't find it, and it gives me some suggestions. Excuse me. So it can't find it, blah, blah, blah. It can't find Lost. So I'm in the UK version. I'm going to close that down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable Smart DNS on my Windows computer. Now, although I'm demonstrating this on Windows 7, it'll work on any network-enabled device you have. It'll work on a smartphone, a Wii, a Xbox, a PlayStation, your phone, your Mac, iPad, you name it, as long as you can get to the DNS settings. So I'm in Windows 7. Here's where my DNS is enabled. Go in Properties, Internet Protocol version 4, TCP/IP version 4, Properties. PC is about the hardest one to find it on. Okay, and here's my DNS settings. I'm going to go preferred DNS setting was set up my router. I'm now going to use the Smart DNS server that I use, the service I use. So my account is active. It costs $4.95 a month, which is peanuts, really. And to be honest, it's really not worth the hassle using free ones. Right, I put in my Smart DNS server. It's enabled for my account, which I do in the logon page when I sign up. So it basically enables your IP address to work with this. And that's basically it. I'm going to do something that you wouldn't normally have to do, but just because I would normally have to reboot the computer just to get rid of the DNS settings, because I'm going to go straight back into Netflix and it'll get confused if I go in. So I'm going to do a command called ipconfig flush DNS, which basically forces it to do another DNS check. No, you don't have to do that. Right, so I've got Smart DNS set up now. I'm going to go back into Netflix and I'm going to show you. There's Netflix. And it should go in. And just to demonstrate it, I'm going to now show them for Lost. And you can see Lost is now here. and if I played it, it would start there. Because I'm now in the American version of Netflix. In the settings, I could switch between any version of Netflix that I like. Just going to stop that now. If I wanted to go in the French one, the Canadian one, there's a little setting in Overplay, which is the company I use for Smart DNS, that says which version of Netflix do you want. So it's normally defaults to American because it's the biggest one. But if you wanted to watch the French one, you just go in and choose the French version, or Canadian or Australian or whatever. And that's all it is too. Smart DNS sits there basically working and bypassing all blocks. I'm in the UK, but it will not, I can now go to sites like Hulu, which will work. Even though I'm in the UK, there won't be a problem with Hulu. All the American media sites, YouTube, US only videos, anything like that will work perfectly. I won't get blocked. I won't get anywhere. And the same thing works for, there's Hulu working, if you're in a different country trying to get something like BBC iPlayer. BBC iPlayer is brilliant. You can watch Doctor Who and all sorts of things there. It's normally blocked outside the UK, not if you've got Smart DNS enabled. I can't demonstrate now because I'm in the UK, but if I was in the US with that DNS setting enabled, I could watch any British content, any Australian content. I wouldn't get blocked by anything. It's wonderful. People used to use VPNs and proxies for this. One of the real beauties, apart from how easy it is to set up, is the fact that it doesn't reroute your own connection. It just does that little bit of trickery at the beginning when it's looking up your location. That's the only bit it reroutes. It doesn't slow your internet speed at all, because after that initial connection, it basically routes directly through. So I stream directly through Netflix US servers or UK servers or whatever. Simple to use, really good value. Don't mess around with proxies and VPNs. This is the business. I hope you've enjoyed my video. I will finish now, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.